Jhon Hirst was doing some gardening work in his backyard when he discovered something very hard and peculiar while digging. He had no clue of what it was, so he decided to go look at the home's old building plans so he could get a better idea of what could be the mysterious object. So there was nothing there according to the house plans. He decided to hire a metal detector specialist to search his yard. The expert marked 2 different spots where the strange thing might be located. At that moment, he started to imagine all the possibilities of what could lie beneath the surface of his backyard. He thought that the most probable option was that the object could be a time capsule hidden many years ago, or some hidden treasure. He was very intrigued by the nature of his discovery. He decided to unearth whatever was buried under his yard, and he started to excavate very excitedly at what he would find down there. It didn't take him much time to find something unexpected. It turned out to be a big metallic object, difficult to identify as he had only uncovered a small portion of it. Even more intrigued as to what may lie beneath his yard, he started digging further around this object to uncover it. When he had removed enough dirt from the surface of the object, it became clear to him that what he once thought might be some hidden treasure was, in fact, a metallic lid of big proportions. It proved to be extremely heavy and hard to move. But eventually he was able to lift it up to get a better look of what might lie underneath the lid. Once the metallic lid was lifted, he was able to identify a tunnel-like structure with what seemed to be some blades or maybe some stairs. The only way to find out was to completely lift the metal lid to open the space and let the light show him what was below the lid. After discovering what seemed to be the entrance to a basement he had never heard of before, he was completely shocked with the surprise lying beneath his garden. After the initial shock of such discovery, he decided to go in there, but before he needed to remove even more dirt around the opening so he could remove the lid altogether and clear all the space that the man needed to go inside the mystery structure that was buried in his garden. Intrigued, he decided to revise all the documents he had of his home and found the blueprints of what he realized was some sort of bomb shelter built long ago by a previous owner. Amazed by the recent discovery, he decided to go in and take a look for himself. As he later discovered, the blueprints weren't completely accurate, describing the extent of the underground shelter. But one thing was completely certain: this shelter hadn't been touched in more than 40 or 50 years. He discovered some electric fans and hand crank fans made up to circulate air. Whoever built this did this with the idea of having to stay inside the bunker for prolonged periods of time. Amazed by his discovery, he decided to call some friends to help him renovate the shelter and make it safe for use. His goal: the ultimate man cave and space for retreat from the hot weather of the area. The man decided to tackle the project with a little help from his friends, so he gave them a call and they all came to see his discovery. After he and his friends had evaluated the opening and the staircase, they decided that the best way to start the project was to reinforce the entrance and rebuild the rusty staircase to make it safer for going in and out of the shelter. The process was long, but once they'd renovated the entrance, it was time to start working on the inside of the fallout shelter. Inside the shelter, the man found several water cans and jugs, which reinforced the idea that the shelter was built with intentions of spending several weeks underground. After they'd cleared all the rubble and debris, they realized that the dome of the shelter was made of fiberglass and that it was falling apart. As fiberglass can be dangerous if not treated properly, they decided to remove the fiberglass covering, exposing the concrete dome. John Sims has already started the process of renovating the full shelter to its original glory. He's collecting civil defense props as water jugs or medical kits to have his shelter fully supplied in case of emergency, or just to hang out with friends.